Today we are back in the garden and I want to show you what I have that is growing in my garden and just show you basically a tour, what is doing well, what is not doing well. Peppers, my all-time favorite plants. This was the first plant that I started growing in my garden. What I did was, like any first gardener, you go to Home Depot, Walmart, Lowe's, and you buy a plant. That's what I did with the jalapeno plant. And then that's when I started falling in love with gardening. Just really enjoyed growing peppers. First up, this is my ghost pepper. I actually grew this one last year and I overwintered it. You can see that I cut off a lot of the stems. So this plant actually had no leaves like in the beginning of spring, and then this is how much it grew over the course of the spring and the summer. And then I planted a little basil plant, and then in here I just pulled, so this is where carrots were. I just pulled the carrots and I'm going to be planting, I planted another cucumber and then some dill seeds as well. And then over here we have the cucumber plant. I got a little tomato trellis to help with the trellising, and also some dill that is going to seed. I really love the smell of dill and I can't wait to make dill pickles, all kinds of stuff with dill because I really love dill. And then we have this is a jalapeno plant, I believe. Yeah, so we have multiple peppers, so I'm planting a lot of different types of peppers. We have a small jalapeno. And then here we have a Cayenne F1 variety. Looks like there's some flowers here. And then we have another smaller one. Here's another jalapeno plant. I believe this is the early jalapeno plant. So this one looks like it's doing a lot better than some of the other peppers. I don't know why, but this one's a lot more hairier. Never really seen a hairy plant, like hairy jalapeno plant. So if you have any ideas of why it's hairy, let me know. But there's a lot of more flowers. There's no fruit yet, but soon. And then back here we have a borage. So these are going to be starting to flower. This is my first time growing the borage. I haven't ever grown a lot of, like last year I didn't grow a lot of flowers. So we're going to be doing that. And then we got serrano pepper there. My tomato plant, which was looking really good. There's a lot of tomatoes. This is a cherry tomato. But there was we had a windstorm. So then a lot of the leaves died back. Same with the basil. Hopefully the tomato plant will live. But it looks like some of the cherry tomatoes are starting to grow. But I believe that is the Cherry Falls variety. And then this is another pepper plant that I overwintered. This is a cayenne. There's two of them in here. They're starting to grow their leaves back down here. So I cut all of the stems and the leaves so you can see the leaves are growing back. And then here, but I plan to overwinter the best peppers that I have, probably only a few of them. And then we have the green beans. The green beans were looking really good, but I think some of the leaves are starting to fall off from the wind as well. We do have green beans sprouting and they are starting to flower. This is the first year I ever grew green beans. The only plants that I was growing last year was the cayenne pepper, the ghost pepper, and the jalapeno. And then we have our herb tower here. We have chocolate mint. This mint is so delicious. It honestly smells like a peppermint patty. I'm going to be experimenting, so I'll probably be drying it for tea because I really like tea. And then we have some alyssum flowers. We have some pineapple mint, which I got the mints at my local nursery. Pineapple mint smells really fresh and pineapple as well. I haven't really tried that in tea yet, but I can't wait to try it. And then we got a basil plant. I actually cut off the basil here, so then it's branching out. And then we have our strawberry plant. I actually bought this one, I believe. I bought this one from Lowe's, and it's already got some fruit. Some strawberry fruit. I probably will pick these. And then there's some more flowers here. Some more flowers here. I believe these are the Juneberry ones, but they haven't produced any runners. And then we have some parsley. So I already harvested a lot of the parsley. You can see it's starting to grow back. I also got some lemon balm. We have some chives and then some mint. Now I do believe this is a spearmint. And then down here, we have chamomile. Now the chamomile is growing. I'm gonna have to move the chamomile because it's growing all the way up. And then some oregano. Looks like the oregano is already starting to flower, which I did harvest a little bit of that. And then some marigolds that I just planted. I had more marigolds in the pot, but I believe spider mites got to them and basically killed them, which I'll show you on the other side. I have some more marigolds as well. And then we have our sunflowers. So we have 2 sunflowers in here. I can't remember the variety. I'll put the variety on the screen. A lot of the seeds are from Botanical Interests, Epic Gardening, and then Baker's Creek, and also MIGardener. And then we have the honkin'. This thing is so tall. Like, look how tall this is. Okay, so this sunflower is getting really tall. I thought it was a dwarf variety, but yeah, this is how tall it is. It's almost coming, I mean, it's almost up to my shoulders. And I'm not very tall anyways, but it is probably going to be taller than I am, which I was surprised because it's in a small little pot. Sunflower looks like it's starting to flower here. I'm excited to see. So excited. And over here we have zinnias. They're starting to come in as well. And we have some more pepper plants. So this one is going to be a lemon drop pepper. I'm really excited. I don't know what this pepper is going to be like. I hear it is supposed to be like a lemony taste, so I might pickle those. And then we have another jalapeno here. We have 2 Tabasco peppers. They're kind of growing a little bit slower. Then we have another early jalapeno. Now I had lettuce growing here. I'm about to probably pull those because those are probably done for the rest of the summer because it's just really too hot. I also started another round of peas, which it still is probably too hot. Peas are a cool weather crop, so I don't think we'll get another harvest until the fall. And then I have a bunch of alyssums. This pot is mainly a bunch of flowers. So I have alyssum flowers here. I'm not really sure. I don't know what this is. That might be part of the alyssums as well because it was a pack. I had the white ones and also the purple alyssums. And then there is some calendula, and also it looks like a marigold is coming up right here too. And then we have a Hungarian wax pepper. Now it looks like there's a small little pepper here. I'll probably use these for pickling as well. And I planted some more basil because I had tons of basil. We got a Thai chili pepper, and another lemon drop. And then we have this one is a habanero. So we like spicy, we like salsa. Definitely can't wait to try to make my own hot sauce and all kinds of stuff. And then we have my nasturtiums. These are the emperor nasturtiums. They're like a trailing ones that you trellis. Oh look, there's a little hoverfly. I saw some bees earlier, which I have. I made a little bee bath here. And then these are the Alpine strawberries. Now I actually grew these from seed. These took so long to grow. They actually have some flowers. I don't know. I should be able to get some fruit off of it. But I was surprised that like these ones, normally you buy the plants from like nurseries and not actually plant from seeds. So it'll be interesting to see how they grow. And then we have a bell pepper. And then we have one pepper here. There was a couple other flowers, but I'm not sure if they got pollinated. And then we have a Pasilla. I believe that's what this one is. It has a little pepper here. And then some more lettuce. The lettuce is starting to go to seed. And I had butter lettuce planted here, but I actually pulled those. and I'm going to do another round. And then we have some cat grass, so basically oat grass for a cat, Yami. He likes to eat the grass. I have another little zinnia. I didn't know where to put it, so we planted it here. And then this is the marigold that I think got basically eaten by some spider mites. And then in this bucket, this is my compost bucket, which I'll share a video on this another time, like how I started it. But we have actual like compost, I'll show you, into the bucket. So that's what it looks like so far. And this was a couple months that I had, and I just threw some basil in there. But over here I had another chamomile plant that's actually flowering, which is surprising. It's flowering before that other one over there. And then I have another, I believe this is a jalapeno, and then this one is a cayenne pepper. Another pepper here. And I just planted some more basil and some more rosemary because a lot of the basil that I had got damaged in the windstorm that we had. But this is another basil plant. But yeah, here's the tour of the garden in July. I have little space, but I basically crammed in a lot of plants. There's not a lot of walking room, but I usually walk through here. My cat, Yami, he'll hang out. He likes to walk over here and just hang out and watch the birds. Thinks he's a wild jungle kitty. Just wanted to show you all of the plants that you can grow in a small space like this, even in pots, and you can have your own food. I do plan to, when I get a house, to have an actual big garden, but this is what we got so far, and this is what we're working with. And it's been exciting to be able to grow this much food in other pots, different pots. I hope you enjoyed, and I can't wait to see where else we go and to share more tips on the way. Until the next video, thank you everyone.